Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Here we go.
What's up, people? Welcome to Feature Friday Plus. Today we are joined by Kyla and JR, royalties of the Filipino R&B. Welcome, guys. How are you doing?
Hey, thanks for having us, Waleska and Ephra. And if I'm not mistaken, Pops is in the back, right?
That's right. You got it.
What's up, Pops?
Mr. Dad in the production chair, dude.
Hello, everyone.
Hi guys, thanks for having us today.
It's our pleasure, Kyla.
Excited for this. I've been looking forward to this.
We've been looking forward to having you, believe me.
Really?
Yeah, the two of you. It's always so amazing to have you on.
Yeah, dude, when you guys released Undeniable, right?
Oh.
And I think, Jay, you came on maybe like
A few
the
months
week
before it.
No, you came like a week after that song released.
Oh,
ages
yeah.
ago.
Like the sound.
The,
Yeah,
the,
like
audio
the audio
came out, and then the video came out obviously later on, and it was so clean, and we were like, dude, I wonder what, because we obviously spoke about Kyla and kind of like working together for so long, and then when we saw the video, it's like, bloody hell, it's just it's like seeing best mates work together for so many years, and making music. What was that experience like getting in the booth after so many years as well?
Oh man, with Kyla, it's crazy because I look up to Kyla. She's been in the industry way before me here in the Philippines, and when I came in here, I learned a lot from her, and it's crazy. Till now, I get in the studio with her, and I'm still learning from her after 18 years of singing with her. It's crazy.
Wow.
18 years. Well, for JR, it's not really hard to do something with him in terms of making music and stuff like that, because he's very down to earth. He doesn't say it, but he's really, really good. He has all these beats and in mind, all this concepts and stuff that really that I dig. I really like.
Well, it obviously works. You guys obviously work together so well. Not only on the musical aspect of it, but there are certain familiarities, like vocally speaking, that really work. You guys really complement each other vocally. I just adore it. It's fantastic.
It's so fun working with Kyla because we have the similar type of when we do scales with our runs, we have the similar type of scale. So when she's doing a run and when we're recording, and then she'll tell me to harmonize over it, it's like we make this cool effect when we're doing this crazy ass run that it's really hard to do, but we're in harmony, so we love doing that kind of thing in the studio.
You definitely don't like doing anything easy, the two of you.
Yeah, for real. It's like when you hear someone like this stuff, you guys, because when you go in the studio, Ryan, you make decisions, you make choices on how we're gonna play certain things. If for some reason, and we were saying this a few days ago, it's like when we listen to some of your music, it's like you seem to always choose the most complex path that there is, but it's the most enjoyable for us people that don't we're just listening, but it's sick, man. It's really good. It's really
I guess with me and JR, we both grew up in the 90s,
right?
So our drive and what do you call it, Jay? Our listening
inspiration
is almost the same, and inspiration is almost the same. So when it comes to doing runs, like JR said, we have a similar
influences.
Style. Influences. So I think that helps a lot that we grew up in the same generation.
Definitely. No, I agree because when you listen to the same style of music, things just come natural to you. You understand things so naturally depending on the style that you grew up listening to the most. Kyla, tell me about how do you approach now the music industry? How do you feel about the whole online concerts and everything? How do you feel about it?
Well, it has its benefits. One is you don't have to leave the house. And
that's a good one.
To put on makeup. You don't even have to wear nice pants. Just have a nice top. But I cannot say I'm 50-50. Okay. Because of course I miss the interaction with a crowd, an audience. I miss giving energy to giving energy to my audience and receiving energy back. I miss that, the connection. But I guess we'll just have to do a, you know, like what we have to do right now because of this situation that we have, the
Mm.
COVID situation. But I guess it's working out, but not really. It's hard to explain. When it comes to work, it's not the same. It's really not the same. It's so different. I don't think I can ever get used to it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be hard because I'm a people
You
person. I
know,
love connecting.
Mm.
one positive thing about it that I'm excited about, because Kyla's right, it's there's no interaction. It kind of sucks, but there are some benefits like what she's mentioning, right? And what I'm excited to see is how it's going to evolve, because right now what's happening is it's become very convenient for us to be able to reach more people at home compared to we had to do it like at a TV show or at a
Yeah,
big
Radio
concert or something.
station, yeah.
So I'm excited to see what the new normal is going to be when we come back to live shows, because we've been 1 year just producing ourselves digitally. And then finally, when we come back, we're going to evolve in a way where we're going to be live plus digital. So I think we're going to tap triple, quadruple, or even times 10 the audience when we get back to normal now. So I think I'm pretty excited
yeah,
about that.
Well, I've
I
noticed. Sorry, Kyla,
agree.
go on.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Thank you.
I agree. Now's the time to like build another audience. Like the world is your arena. Like the world is bigger because of online the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
True.
agree. I think the future is really exciting though, because now we've untapped, we've like discovered this new reach that we can have online,
Mm.
and now we can combine it with live concerts. I think the future could be streaming your concerts as they're happening in an arena, like as they're happening on an actual venue, and then you could also reach international people as you are
Having live
having
people.
live
Yeah.
audience. And so
Absolutely.
I think it might be challenging, but I think it's totally
Well,
possible,
brother, look at like one of the things, and maybe Kyla, you probably relate to this as well. Like one of the things I've been observing lately is like, look at the way we're consuming movies and
Mm.
entertainment. It's like it all of a sudden we found out that we can live without the bloody cinema.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
sad, but true.
And I love the cinema. I love it. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
Same.
like my popcorn. I like going there maybe with a girl, maybe with some friends, and it's fun. But all of a sudden, for 365 days, I haven't given a toss. I've just been at home watching Disney Plus, having my popcorn at home, and I'm cool. But then
Yeah.
I'm also like I'm excited for the future, but also it worries me that, for example, you guys, I'm sure you maybe you'd agree with this. Is like the way musicians and artists made the most money before was touring and live concerts,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
actual being in the studio was just part of it. Obviously, labels getting play, promotions getting play, reach increases. But now it's like a lot of artists have realized it's like, hold on a second, I have more control than I thought I had because I have my online reach.
Mm.
I can
Amen.
I can create as much as I wish to, and
Under
Yeah.
my own under my own freedom and terms.
yeah, so it's like an awakening to some extent.
Mm.
That's true.
I
I
believe
agree
that.
with that 100%. Yeah.
How do you
Yeah,
feel
because
that? Yeah. No,
sorry,
go
what's that?
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with what Ephra was saying. I'm just gonna just elaborate a little bit more, because now artists have no choice but to produce themselves. Because before, some artists would be, I'm not gonna name any names, but some are spoiled where they just show up and sing, right? Now it can't be just like that. They have to like record themselves. They have to like record the
Yeah.
vocal. They have to shoot the video. They have to create the script and sing by themselves. So the artists are definitely forced to be able to excel right now in their own craft.
Yeah. We actually put in more work
Mm.
Mhm.
doing working at home because like now you have to do the lights. You
Yeah.
before you just go to the studio and the lights are ready for you, the camera's ready. Now you have to
Yeah.
do it all on your own. And now we're learning and we're evolving and growing. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean,
I
you know,
agree. I
yeah,
agree. I think this whole pushing has pushed us. This whole pandemic has really pushed us out of our comfort zones, you know, like you said, Kyla, you know, you used to go to the studio, you book your hours, you get your producers, you people are in there, they're ready to work for you, they're ready to work with you, and now you have to do all of that at home, you know, like, and then you gotta make your own team with whatever you have, and it's like it's challenging, but it's like I said, it's and like you guys said, is pushing everybody out of their comfort zones, and the creative process and results that we're getting are absolutely astonishing. I mean, you guys are a living proof of that, and you see other creators out there that really have stepped up their game, because now they're in control of absolutely everything, and it's like the most unfiltered version of the artist.
Jay, because I know you have your studio at home, right? Like where you
Yep,
are
yep.
right now, that's your home.
Mhm.
And Kyla, we've seen some of your videos where you record them at home as well, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, do you well, I mean, that's another point, right? It's like everyone's all of a sudden realized that you need to make your house a studio in your house, because you know what I mean? You can all of a sudden have control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you produced anything like like for example, Undeniable, was that like done remotely, or did you guys manage to get in the studio together?
We actually recorded it in JR's studio where he's
Nice.
at right now
Yeah.
before the pandemic.
Okay.
We recorded that for the December, Jay, and then
Yeah, right before.
before.
We got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And
was
then
meant
it's
to
Because
be.
Kyla, she doesn't leave her house. This girl has shows on TV like every day. And she's like, you know what? I'm not going on that right now. I'm staying home. Like that's how bad, you know,
It's a
she's
little
staying home.
scary.
And I'm so lucky we recorded it before pandemic.
Yeah.
Nice.
That it was meant to be. That song needed to go out.
Yeah.
No, honestly, so you guys are working, and for the video, did you guys get into, well, you were in the same place together. So how did that work? How did you guys manage to film the video? Because it was great.
Oh, thank you. Well, JR, we shot it in a studio, Cornerstone Studio, our management.
Cool.
And then we just all had swab tests before, and everyone else except for me and JR are wearing like PPEs,
Uh-huh.
like the jackets and double mask and face shield. So it wasn't really that hard. That time when we shot that,
It was fun.
yeah, it was.
We were
fun.
just playing
I
around the
didn't
whole time.
Yeah, I didn't feel anxious at all doing that, because usually when I leave the house, it's like, I'm just so scared. And like when we did that, I was like, none of it. I felt none of those.
We have to give a big shout out to Direct Itch, who helped us conceptualize the music video though, because Kyla and I had our ideas, but Direct Itch really stitched everything together for us and made a story out of it. So shout out to Direct Itch of Cornerstone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely they killed it. You get that. I like the separation, like the but continuity of being together at the same time. That and like, I don't know, it's like you were in the same place but you weren't, and it's like you were talking to each other but you were not, and it was really nice. I really liked that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
it was
metaphoric.
great. I know, really deep.
Yeah.
I love that. It was great.
It's like we're close to each other, but yet we can't connect. You know, we can't have that connection, but we're just like right next to each other. So that's kind of like the metaphor for it.
Yeah, it's like we're so near and yet so far.
Yeah, right.
Exactly that. I adore that. I think it was like trying to be together but being pulled apart by
the external forces, or
yeah,
like
it's
maybe
like magnetic fields, you know, like you can't really get together. It's really nice. It was really cool. I like that.
when you guys like first met, because so Kyla, you were already in the Philippines maybe
Yeah.
when Jay came in. Did you, because I think Jay, you mentioned like last time that you met like on a TV set, or like you were what
We were
was
in
that
the
like?
same show. We were in the same show. So when I came out as Kyla, it was year 2000. And JR, when did you arrive? When did you?
2003.
2003. That's when we met. We were in the same show. He was new. The first
Yeah.
time I saw him, I was like, because you know he's from the States, right? There's the guys, they're like,
Kyla, I love how you, as soon as you said the States, you started adding swagger.
yeah,
Hey, mind
that's
you,
why
her
they're
husband
like,
is American, okay?
All right.
no, but it's different. Like you get that artist vibe, I don't know what, like the attitude. Like
Was
my
LA?
husband is different, JR. He's a very shy. He doesn't have that.
You're making him blush.
But the first time I met him, I was like that. But then when we started singing, we were in the same show again. We guested in the
I
same
think it
show.
was Sis.
So yeah, it was like during Christmas.
Yeah.
Sang this Christmas songs, and then that's when I actually first heard you sing, and the first time we sang together.
Right.
Yeah.
How was it working together? Like, does the show give you directions and like, oh, these are the songs that you're gonna sing, and then how does it work? Like, do you get together your own time or?
Yo, it's crazy here. Sometimes they'll give us the study material like the night before
Oh,
Or maybe
the
the
show.
morning. The
Yeah,
morning.
and we
That's
gotta be there in the morning to rehearse it. Yeah,
crazy.
they're
Yeah.
crazy. And sometimes there's even like dance moves. Like they'll make me and Kyla do like a dance.
Learn it in the
you know?
morning, right? Before the show.
Right. Yeah. So it's crazy like that. You really have to be on your feet and prepared and just really ready for anything, you know, because they'll throw anything at you and you have to be ready, or else it's not them that's gonna look bad, it's you that's gonna look bad, you know.
That's right. I think they have a lot of faith in you guys. Like, okay, there you go. Solve it yourselves. I love that. It's very theater. I love that. It's in
Yes.
theater here in London. Similar stuff happens often. Like they give you material like a couple of hours before, and then they tell
Oh
you
my
whatever you
God.
want to do with it. Whatever happens, happens, and you're like, okay, well, great, thanks. I love that.
they'll say like break a leg as they sip on tea.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Some crumpets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because both JR and I, we were both trained in a way that we're ready for things like that. JR was a part of a group before, like a band. I was a part of a band. I'm used to kind of singing impromptu, and I was trained a little bit. We had a little background.
Nice.
Yeah,
Why don't you
we're
tell
the
us a little
same,
bit more
Kai.
about it?
Go, Kai. What's your background?
Sorry.
No, okay.
It's okay, go.
No, I'm not. Go ahead, Jay. What were you saying? Sorry.
Well, because I was gonna say we're the same. Like we have to be ready. I was trained. My mom trained me that way because we live in LA, right? And LA, there's so many like music producers. There's like A&Rs, and she's like, you always have to be ready. If I ask you to sing for someone, you better be good.
Yeah,
so she always trained me like that, you know.
That's such a like a mother attitude, right? It's like you must be ready for the star day because you don't know when it's gonna be. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's such a like I find that, Jay, it's more like like families who are liking music. When you're like a kid, you kind of get used to that mentality where your mom or dad are always like, you know, maybe there's like a shopping mall and there's like a karaoke thing. Or there's like oh, this band's singer, I don't know, broke his leg and there's 2 hours and they haven't found a singer. Valeska, go do it. You know what I mean?
They
It's
signed you up already.
Yeah. Before you even knew, and you already knew the songs. You know what I'm saying? It's like I love that mentality. Yeah, but
it's good though.
Exactly. They set this mentality in you that it always gets you ready, like you guys, that whatever happens, you're ready to handle the situation. Doesn't matter if it's live, if it's pre-recorded, if you can do it again, if you cannot. Everything it's at your own disposition.
Sorry about that.
Look at father apologizing.
Hey, pops.
Kyla, we have a father on the production chair, so he's always like listening and stuff. So if you hear a random voice, that's our father, Kyla.
He knows. But it's not like it took us years really to get to being good at being ready, especially in Philippine showbiz, because there are some times where I mess up. I mean, I can't speak for Kyla because I've never seen really Kyla mess up that much, but me, I've messed up really bad, like, you know, and from those mess ups, that's when you really learn. You never mess up, guy. You always
I
think you do,
did.
but you
I
never do.
forgot my lyrics a few times.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, yeah.
Well,
Lyrics.
okay.
Kyla, you were telling us about your like we spoke to Jay about like his training years. It's such a like I love that part of that podcast when we first did it, where you kind of told us, you know, coming up in doing random clubs and random shows with your family and your uncle. And I wonder then, Kyla, as you have that in common with Jay, like you trained before, and this is kind of what we call training ground, you know, because if you look at like the Korean industry, they have like they actually go to like
Set up training
labels where they train them from year, you know, when they're 12 years old and they go up. But in South America, which I find it's kind of similar to the Philippines in way musicians develop, it's more like we call it you learn as you go, where you start really young and you perform really early and you learn how to be a live performer before you become a studio performer.
Yeah.
What were your training years like, Kyla?
Oh, she froze.
Uh-oh.
Kai, you kind of froze up.
Oh no.
She cold. She ice cold.
She's ice cold.
So I was like 14. I
Oh,
was
she's back.
pretending-
Kyla, sorry, you froze up, so we didn't get many of that.
Oh, okay. All right. Are we good now?
Perfect.
Okay, so I was in a band when I was 14 years old. We
Nice.
used to sing every night, Monday to Saturday. So I would only get like 2 hours of sleep every day because I had to go to school the following day. We would like do 2 sets of one hour, 2 sets of 1 hour.
Okay.
And then I would there would be times when um, say there's a request and we don't know the song. Our pianist, he's crazy. He would play it and I have to kind of
Guess your way
Freestyle.
through it.
guess my way to the song. To the song. So it was a little bit. It was a good training ground for me. At 16, I was singing in a hotel as a soloist.
Whoa.
But through those years, my parents are always with me. They were always with me. Like
Nice.
they would
That's really
sleep
good.
with me every day and wake up early every day because everyone needs to go to work and school. So I guess yeah. So I had a background about things like that, impromptu.
That's
where
amazing.
I needed to
And
do that.
when did you I mean
Debuted as a
like
soloist,
when did you
yeah.
kind of go what would you call it, maybe full time with music? Was it after
Full
you
time
finished school?
You're gonna know my age.
That's so
Oh.
straight.
I just keep answering this question. But I was 20 when I released my first album.
Kyla, before you get nervous about your age, I must say that women and actually men, I mean, look at fucking Jay, don't age over there. I feel you guys get younger as the years pass.
Oh,
Good, you
thank
guys
you.
are good.
I want to know what you guys have in your food. I told Jay last time, I want to know what you guys have in your food, your diet, your jeans, and I want to bring it over here.
I agree.
I need it.
That's funny, Afra. You funny, man. You look good, man. What you talking about? Look at your arms, man. You got.
Hey, come
cars
on, brother.
popping out
I'm
right
23. I'm a kid.
now. Come on.
Really?
Still here.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you can be my son.
Well, Kyla, actually, that'll be an honor because that means I have some of your genes and then I won't age. So
Pops is gonna throw a bottle at you after this.
Throw a chancla,
Oh,
just
don't worry, my mom's beautiful. So you debuted you went kind of full time at 20 years, Kyla.
Right? I didn't get that.
You went full time with music, then you released your first
Yeah.
album at 20 years old.
Yeah, 20.
Wow.
And did you do it independent or did you sign with a label? How did that go?
I signed with a label. If you're familiar with the Virgin label, it's an international label, but under a local label.
Cool.
So yeah, Virgin EMI, Philippines.
Nice.
Yeah.
What album was
It's
that,
actually
Kai?
an
That first one?
experiment. Huh? I'm sorry?
What album was that? The first one?
Way to Your Heart. That album was actually an experiment.
Really?
Like when when Francis Guevara, my producer back then, when
Oh my God,
he,
you had Francis as your producer? That's awesome.
You know him?
Yeah, holy
you
crap,
know him,
man.
he was my producer. Yeah, he was my producer for my first album. And then when he told me, are you? They were looking for an R&B artist, a soloist, and during that time, it's not, it wasn't very common. So like when they told me, are you okay to do an experiment album? And I said, yeah, of course, we're gonna do an all R&B songs.
Okay.
Okay. We recorded like in a month, finished and released the album in a span of
Damn.
1 month.
Whoa.
Damn.
God.
Yeah, I got so lucky. Like I didn't believe it at first. I told my producer that if I don't hear this in the radio, then it's not real for me yet. Until I hear this on the radio, playing on the radio, then that's the time I'll believe this is really happening. Because
And how did you
I
feel when he
really,
played in the radio? How did you
I
feel?
was jumping up and down. I even call the radio stations like for real.
That's
They
me.
can, yeah, I would call the radio stations and request for my own song. And
Yeah,
then
I
they
still
would
do
ask,
that.
yeah, you know that story, right, Jay? I would call the DJ and say, "Can I request for my song?" And then they would ask me like, "Who's this?" Kyla. Kyla. Yeah, I'm the I
You're the
sang
singer.
the song. Can you sing? Can you sing it for me, please? I would do it every day. I would request every day.
Would they play it?
I did Magic. I would call Magic, Wave, and RX.
See,
Those three
that's
radio
determination. That's how
stations.
artists make it big, dude. See,
That's
they
right.
promote themselves.
That's right.
Wait,
Self promotion. Let's go.
I'm curious, Kyla. Back then, when you were 20 years old, when you were in the studio, what did you record on? Was it ADAT? Was it real? What was
Good
it?
question.
Oh, what? I'm sorry.
When you were recording in the studio, that first album, was it
Yeah.
ADAT? Was it real? Was it tape deck? What did you record on?
Oh, it's real. You know the
Real.
Real
bridge,
God.
the analog. We recorded it. It's
Oh
actually
my
it
God.
actually sounds way way better. Like
Yo,
analog
It
recording.
adds so
So
Efra's
much
it's
to
like
it.
it's
Efra's looking around
different.
like, what's a real?
Yeah. Efra's like,
What?
we used to record on reel. I don't know what he's on. Like we used to record on reels back home.
Yeah,
Maybe
it
Oh,
sounds
you know
better.
that?
Yeah.
2000 and maybe five.
Maybe 2003, 2002. We used to still record on reels back home.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
Quality is so much better. I don't know.
They sound so much
It's that
like
analog sound.
yeah,
Yeah,
you get that really like I don't know, like human feel to it. Like it's
yeah,
flat, you know?
but I don't remember
You
when
know,
I,
like the lo-fi sound right now?
Yeah.
That's pretty much
That's what it
they're
is.
recreating the analog sound.
Yeah.
see.
Oh,
It sounds fuller. I don't know what it is.
I
I
don't-
don't
yeah.
like
I
it.
don't remember what it looks like. I like my memories from
You were a
recording
baby,
on
though.
reels. Yeah, like and going to the studio. All I remember, dude, and Kyla is like the headphones absolutely stank. And because I was a kid, I was maybe 5 years old, and I would do some in South America. We have this like mini drum kit which is called a tambor, and I would go in there and because I was a percussionist since I was, I don't know, 4. I would go in there, do
Wow.
my part, leave, go get McDonald's or play with toys, and then like maybe 4 hours later they'll call me again. But I don't really have that much of a memory recording on reels. I
Yeah.
have memory recording on basically like today.
Yeah, digital.
Digital, yeah, but
Yeah.
not on reels. Does it look like an actual
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, dude.
it looks like this.
bloody hell?
You gotta press rewind and it'll like and then you
Yeah.
gotta stop it. And then you gotta find the place where to record.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
And you can't bounce your choruses and your doubles. You have to sing everything.
Everything, absolutely everything.
True.
There was no shortcutting. Like you would be in the studio
Yeah.
for freaking hours, dude.
Yeah.
Taking the same line. Oh my god, I remember that.
Wait, how okay, it's rude to ask a
No,
lady
I'm
their age.
26.
I'm
I'm
okay, okay.
26, yeah.
Oh, so you're still that's cool. You're recording still on reel at that age.
Well,
Yes.
back home in Venezuela, like technology didn't move that fast, you know? So
Ah.
whilst in America you had already digital stuff by 2005, like back home, a lot
see.
of the studios, that were accessible for a lot of people, that weren't gonna like charge an eye of your face to record a few tracks, were actually recorded on reels, and they were still be analog, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So you would
Hey,
have to
Kai.
invest a lot of time instead of money.
Yeah. Go on, Jay.
Yeah.
Yo, Kai, you recorded your first album. Was it in Pink Noise? Was that the real over there? No.
No, it's not a pink noise. It's an old studio in Green Hills. I forgot the name, but
Green
it's
Hills.
huge. It's huge.
Oh, Mother
It's a
Lily's
studio
studio?
where do you remember Julie Vega? She recorded
No.
her last album there, but I don't know. Basta, it's an old studio, a huge studio in Green Hills.
Mm. Okay.
That's
Nice.
cool.
So
That's cool.
and then that with that album, Kyla, you
Did you tour?
yeah, did you tour with that album, or is that when you started making like TV appearances and stuff like that, or what was kind of the journey like after your first album?
During that time when I released my first album, we would do mostly campus tours in schools
Like
and
universities, Mall tour,
universities and mall tours.
malls.
Mall
Yeah,
tours.
that was the
Ah.
thing back in the day. Like you have to tour and then you have to sell your own CDs and
Ah,
sign them.
yeah, dude, that's
Oh my
Ooh.
that's so
god!
cool.
Yeah.
What the hell? Yeah, go on, keep going. That's so bizarre, dude, because I remember like
We used to do the same.
like yeah, I remember with the little band we had to sell CDs and people give us that on $20, $10 or whatever. And then you come with it as a kid, I'll come with the cash, give it to dad. Dad, look, this is what I sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Making money.
so mall tours and university tours, like
Campuses.
campuses.
More on campus tours and
Radio tours.
radio tours and TV guestings. Yeah.
Okay.
But there during that time I would only guest on two stations.
Okay.
It's either ABS, CBN, or GMA7. Like I would just go back and forth promoting my songs or singing songs with all the other artists.
Lucky.
Nice back
That's
then.
good.
You can just go, you can cross borders. You can go to the station.
Lucky.
Go to the other
I
station.
don't think Efra and Waleska know, but nowadays that's prohibited. Like it's like a network war now. There's
Right.
3 TV stations. There's TV5, there's GMA and ABS.
Right.
And it's either you're from one of them or none.
Yeah.
I
You know?
I see.
Yeah.
Exclusive. There's
Yeah.
exclusivity. Yeah.
So for you, Jay, then when you went in 2003, was it kind of like a similar journey like as Kyla? So you kind of did mall tours as well and university campuses, and were you able to then also do like mixed network promotions, or was it already like the network war began then?
Network war already when I was there. So basically when I got there, same thing, campus tours, radio shows, mall shows, selling the
Bar
CDs,
tours.
right?
Oh,
Bar
bro.
tours,
Bar
exactly.
tours. We do a
Bar
lot of
tours.
those. So
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. But the thing is, when I got here, I was already offered a TV network contract. So that's the way they kind of work the network war out, is they sign the artist, and then that way it's like they make them exclusive. They can't guess on any other network. And I was there for like 10 years before I moved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ah, that's long, but I think it's really clever though, thinking about it, because not about the exclusivity part, but I think it's really clever to be able to jump on the mainstream straight away.
Yeah.
That is a huge help, especially back in the days when social media
Yeah.
wasn't a thing, you know.
It was a
It-
great opportunity for
yeah.
me. And the best opportunity for me really going to the Philippines was seriously meeting this girl, Kyla. Because when I got on GMA,
Yeah.
like we just,
Yeah,
when they
man.
paired us up, seriously, like we started like elevating each other to the point like we were one of the highest paid in the network for a while. Like we were just like
Wow,
killing it.
Jay, are you speaking for yourself?
We were one of the highest paid in the network for a while. We were getting paid the same amount. I know how much you were getting paid.
Well,
Yeah, that's great,
you guys are not known as the royalty as Philippines R&B for no reason. It must be for a reason.
I totally agree. I think also when you have incredibly talented people that can feed off of each other and like really communicate, even when they're live or not live, when they're on stage or not on stage, you know, you got a pretty explosive combination there. It's bound to be successful. So, you know, it's kind of crazy that I'm talking to you both at the same time. Like my brain
Uh,
can't process it. It's so
No,
cool.
do this because it sounds easy to look back at you guys' work and see what you've
Mm.
achieved. It sounds easy, you know, it is easy to look back and see all your achievements, but it's so incredibly difficult to do that in the music industry, dude. And also, what I find so admirable about you two is that you're still friends all to now. You've seen each other grow, make families, and build relationships and develop, and now obviously now like becoming inspirations for the next generation. Like, you know, we saw Inigo just coming before. I mean, that was recording then, but you know, these are like the next generation of artists, not just from the Philippines, that have the opportunity to do what you guys did, and hopefully build even bigger, which I know is your wish for just music in general, you know, because it's now or never, really, I find.
Mm.
And I've mentioned that we were talking to Gary last week, and one of the things I mentioned to him was like, dude, I really feel the Philippines right now has the opportunity to do something that no other country has, because the talent pool in
Yeah,
the Philippines, it's ginormous, dude. Like
wow.
just full
I
Thanks,
with
man.
agree.
amazing singers, you know.
Thank
And
you.
now thanks to the online world and
And
all the
your influence and
exact, like, you know that saying, guys, like we stand on the shoulder of giants. It's the same for this new generation. They're standing on your shoulders, and only thanks to you guys can they go higher, you
that's
know.
right.
Man,
It's
thank you. That's a really bold statement, man. We appreciate that. You know,
Thank
but that we love that. Like Kyla has her own YouTube thing where she's teaching singers how to do the riffs and stuff. And we just love passing that information down to the next generation, you know, because they're gonna continue it for us and grow it even better.
That's
you.
right. Kyla, you know, I know that you're super technical. I've seen a lot of your videos on my own time on your YouTube channel. And even though I don't speak Tagalog, like the bits and bobs that I can like pick up, they're really, really great. Tell me a little bit about like vocal health and like vocal coaching. How did you approach the whole thing?
Um, oh well, first, both my parents are singers. So when they discovered I could sing, my mom, my parents, enrolled me right away to a voice.
like a singing school.
Yeah, it's not really a school. It's like their teacher way back in college when they used to sing in the chorale.
Ah,
He
Right.
was a teacher, so they enrolled me there, and then my parents at home we would practice every day. I think we, at some point, um, I just realized that we were doing the wrong thing because my dad, before, when I was younger, he would, when I wake up, he would make me sing right away without
Mm.
ah.
vocal warm up.
Oh,
And I
damn.
just
That's
realized how
tough,
bad it
dude.
That's
was.
that military style right there.
And then he would make me sing flat on my
God.
back. And he would put me in a drum filled with water and
Wow.
sing there. So it
God.
strengthened my lungs. He said, I think um, helpful because, like, you know, the pressure of the water against your body and you try to
Yeah.
sing it's like um it's like you're building your muscles, right?
So
Like
then
some.
how come you said it's wrong?
No, what's wrong was he would make me sing when I
In the
wake up
morning.
without
Early.
warm up. And it's like
Ah, okay.
vocal suicide, dude. You don't sing without warm ups because, right? It's
Yeah, yeah,
vocal
it's true.
suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was even a time I had like vocal nodules.
Ah,
I was
God,
so
no.
scared. I thought at first that they would like put me in a surgery, like to
Yeah,
take it off my throat. I'm so glad I didn't do it, but I
that's
stopped singing for a
great.
while.
Oh, you're so
Yeah.
lucky. How did you recover from that? Because the speech therapy for vocal nodges, even after surgery, is really delicate. How did
Ooh.
you go about not even getting surgery? That's amazing.
Yeah, so the doctor just advised me to not sing for a year. So I didn't
Okay.
sing for a year, no shouting and no whispering.
Uh-huh.
There, and then after a year, I joined, like, I started singing again and started joining singing contests as a kid. And yeah, what was your question again? You know, I forgot what the question was.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Actually, I have no idea either, Kyla. I just like hearing you guys talk. It's fun. Like that's the thing. Like we were saying it earlier. It's like that's why I'm so grateful for the whole podcast thing because it just allows it to just converse. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a big fan of interviews. Not really a big fan of the whole questions and answer stuff. But yeah, feel free to just talk, mate. There's no stress.
So my parents used to like play like jazz music, like Ella Fitzgerald. Those were like the songs that I learned first. Songs by Ella Fitzgerald, more in jazz.
At last.
More on
what
jazz.
Song?
Like Ella
More on jazz.
Like the How High the Moon, stuff like that, the scatting.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And then more on gospel music too. I started.
Sample.
No, you know, I was gonna say because yeah, you got huge gospel influences in your music. It's like ginormous, and I adore it. But it's such a hard genre to actually get right because it's not about the vocal display, but it's about the colors that you can give the whole thing. How did you crack that one? That's a hard one to do.
I don't know. I guess kids adapt easily.
That's true.
Like whatever they feed you, you adapt it. So like I'm so glad that my parents, you know, they fed me with those kinds of music and different genres and R&B and you know and soul and all those things. Because I feel like if I listen to like any other kind of songs, I would sing differently too.
Definitely, yeah.
Like the influence like that I got, like that my parents taught me. I'm just so grateful for that. I'm just so grateful for that.
Oh.
I used to like complain a lot, like please, I want to do the scatting. I have to write it down. You know, the way I learned it, I have to write each and every syllable and then practice it. It's hard as a 9-year-old kid. It's hard to do that. You know, I would write it down per syllable and learn it, and like I would fall asleep with my headphones and trying to listen and trying to, because it's complicated, like the melody and it's very complicated.
Yeah.
But did you enjoy it? Like, or like, were you forced to do it, or you enjoyed it at the same time?
It's a good question.
At first, I didn't like it. But then I realized, and then I started liking it when I started getting it.
Yeah.
Because you're getting good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not getting it. Yeah, I just started getting better. And yeah.
That's a huge motivator though, because that explains a lot of the accuracy though. I feel like if you skip those parts, you like I don't feel like you would be as not note accurate as you are, because that type of practice, as tedious as it sounds, and it must have been horrible as a kid as well, because because it's so repetitive, right? And it's so tedious. It's like doing math homework. But but once you get good at it, once you start understanding what it's supposed to be, it's such a huge motivator.
Actually, mate, it's like doing maths homework, Kyla, on top of your actual math homework that you're doing in school.
That's
so
right.
that's pretty nuts. But it's very interesting. And Jay, you and I spoke about it, where we were discussing of the importance of experience, right? And it seems your upbringing in music, similar to Kyla, where your family was heavily involved in music.
Yeah, for sure.
But then it's very interesting then that like yours, Kyla, was so like kind of like regimented at the beginning. Did you feel, Jay, that yours was also as regimented, or did you feel yours was more like live at the moment, kind of figuring it out in the moment?
Yeah, for sure it was regimented, because my mom is a singer, my dad is a piano player. So my mom was the one that's always pushing me to sing in front of the family parties.
Yeah.
She's like teaching me how to do my vibrato, and then right, all the family parties. It's like I would cry as a kid, like I just want to play. I don't know. and she would be like, "You're singing just one song. Do it for me. Come on, go." And then she would like pretend to cry, like, "I just want you to sing." And then we're like, "All right, fine. Go, let's sing." Yeah, but yeah, I feel like she was always pushing me. What did Pop say?
Well, that's it. That it didn't happen in this family.
Quotation marks.
You know.
Yep. He already knows that happened there. I think, but because as parents, they see the potential, so they want to push us because they know, they know what's best. And like Kyla, same for me, and like you guys, I really think I wouldn't be where I am now without my mom pushing me.
That's right.
I agree. So with me, like they help you realize your dreams, the dreams that you didn't know at first, but you needed and you wanted pala.
And it's funny because my mom used to say, when you get older, you will realize what I'm saying to you now.
Yeah.
And then I get older, it was like,
oh, that's true.
Huh, mom's right. Mom's right.
I know. And it's funny though, because you guys like a lot of people became teenagers and adults in the industry, making music and figuring out who you were as the same as at the same time as making music, right, on the stage, on the spotlight. How did the creative process, like, did you guys write your music at the beginning, or like did you write things yourselves, or did that come later on?
For me, it just came later on, but for I did write a song for my first album, but I got a lot of help from my producer in terms of like the sound instrumentation. I got a lot of help with that.
That's good.
Right.
For me, I've always had the mentality like I want to be like I want to write my songs, and as an artist, I want to produce my tracks.
Yeah.
But it didn't come natural for me. The most natural thing that came to me was singing, and I really had to really pick up the producing and the writing. I had to pick up that. I'm still a struggling writer, and I get lucky sometimes, but right, it's something you have to work on.
It
So
doesn't
now,
come naturally to me. It's like there's a mood for it. Like sometimes you'll just wake up and you have a melody and lyrics in your mind, and then when you sit down and try to write something, you can't think of anything nice. Like you can, but just doesn't, like, you're not satisfied. It's not. It doesn't reach
the level that you're looking for.
The level that I want. Yeah.
I think it's also because,
let me ask you, Ephra, because you do a lot of writing and rap, right? And that's a lot of lyrics, dude. Like, where do you find the constant inspiration to make? Because dude, you have like freaking how many words in one paragraph, right?
What I was gonna say just before, which I think will allude to maybe the answer. I find like when you write, you also become your biggest judge. So you become your worst critic. I don't feel you become your best critic. I feel you become your worst critic.
Yeah.
So everything you do becomes unsatisfying. But I think I don't know. I mean, and Jay, thanks for giving me credit, mate. But we're about to find out in the next 10 years how successful as a rapper I'll become. So perhaps I'll be able to answer this question 10 years down the line. But I find...
I love the humbleness, man.
Nah, man, there's no humbleness there. It's just truth, dude. It's like we're just beginning, we're literally just beginning again. So I'm very excited for that. But I think the way that you just write, I feel is... I find for me, I have to be able to let go of all judgment and simply write.
Simply be.
Because the thing is, most people, and I'm sure you guys are the same, because actually, I don't know if you guys are the same, because I consider you guys anomalies. I don't feel you're normal, because just when you're when you're really skilled at something, you don't no longer feel it fit in brackets or categories anymore. That's where I put you guys at, because you're elite at something. So maybe that's why it may be difficult to write, because you're so good at one thing, then it's like you have to be just as good at the other thing, but you haven't put as many repetitions into writing as you have singing. I mean, you guys have sung all your life, but maybe you haven't written all your life.
That's right.
So it's the same as like going to the gym, right? Maybe you do chest every day, and then when you do arms, it's like, what the?
It's just like, why don't you work?
There's just no muscle memory,
Yeah.
So I just find that the way to write is just let go of all judgment, maybe, and finding kind of connecting to the idea of the muse. Like as soon as you find something, write it down, even if it's trash. And then at one point you have to
Refine it.
also
Yeah.
try and find the muse and that inspiration. So like sitting down, like putting hours in. It's like the gym, putting hours in and just writing every day. I find that's the only way to get better at writing. It's just simply just doing it in a disciplined matter, just like as regimented as it was singing, Kyla, for you at the beginning, maybe.
Wow.
Every day. And
Wow.
then things just start flowing.
Yeah, I agree.
But again, Jay,
Dude,
take that with a grain of salt
that's
because we don't know how good my writing is. We'll know.
no, yo, that's like some gems right now. Seriously, because as a frustrated writer, and it's funny because I know this, right? But like hearing it from you, it's like it's inspiring me. It's like reminding me again, you know? Yeah, thank you. That's some gems right there. Thank you.
I just feel it's like maybe it might come from my like the tennis, like the sporting thing, because I train tennis full time, and the thing about tennis is there's only really 7 strokes, but you have to become really, really, really good at every single one of them and learn not to miss. So you have to do thousands and thousands of repetitions in each movement, right? Backhands, forehands, serves, smashes, volleys. So I maybe I've applied the same to rapping since I was a kid. It's just do it every day, 2 hours, an hour. Just do it right, and eventually it starts flowing, and then good things may happen.
Yeah, something might come out of it.
Yeah.
What's up, Kyla? Let's challenge ourselves. We just got to write a little something every day, you know?
I know. I just gotta find the heart to like actually do it and just be you and do you. I think that's like also the key.
Yeah.
Probably to just do you and like what you said. Um, uh, you have to let go of all judgment. Yeah, because as artists, all of us like we have high standards, and then
Yeah.
when we write music and it doesn't reach a certain like level of goodness, like you just throw it in the trash and
Yeah.
just forget
Yep.
about it and just
Yep.
get frustrated and not right.
I totally agree. That happens to me literally all the time, and I'm grateful for this one because he encouraged me to, even when I hit that wall of having my brother around, because we create often, like whenever we make music, as humble as it is in a little living room, we always, when I hit that wall, when I feel like, oh, this sucks, I'm giving up, this is nothing good will come out of this, Efra will be like, keep going, try again, and I'll be like, my head will be in fire because I don't know how to make it good, and at the end something might come out of it, something might not, but I tried.
Dude,
I
especially
tried beyond what I thought I could do.
especially for R&B like you guys, I find that's one of the hardest bloody genres to write for, bro,
Yeah.
because it's a core emotional genre. It's like maybe it's a love story, maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's an emotion, or maybe it's a concoction of emotions, or a plead or an apology. It's like, oh, dude, it's so difficult to write for R&B. It's rough.
I think what's hard about R&B, it's finding the right chords to be able to like make the melody over it, because there's some beautiful chords, right? In R&B, it's just when you without even the lyrics or melodies, when you just hear the chords, sometimes you just get like that feeling like,
Yeah.
woo,
Yeah.
just the chords. Yeah, but I love R&B, man. Like ever since I heard it for the first time as a kid, just fell in love with it and just became R&B, you know what I mean? Just, yeah.
That's the way to go, though. You kind of like have to evolve into that. Like you gotta become what you want to be, isn't it? So cool.
Did
I
you
love
always
that.
know, Kyla, that R&B was also like that for Jay? Like it kind of just resonated for you?
Yeah, same with JR. Yeah, we have the same journey, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
realized
we have
that
so much
today.
in
Very
common.
similar. Yeah, you're very similar. You
Yeah,
two.
very similar. Yeah.
That could
Yeah.
it could be an answer to your friendship as well, because I'm more of a believer that similar people tend to come together, as
Resonate better. Yeah.
apart from that one of opposites attract. I'm not
Yeah.
such a big believer of that one. However,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I mean, I'm it's very young, so I've a lot to learn. Maybe I will find out that one's more true. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that too, man. For sure. You smell your own, right?
Yeah, that's the way to
First
say it.
That is
So,
hilarious.
did you ever? Oh yeah, what we watched that thing, Kyla. Actually, I'm about to put you on the spot here. We watched you and what was the name of the fella?
Oh,
Kamikaze,
Kamikaze. Yeah, on
I
the
mean, as the yeah,
Ooh,
like a
that's
metal
old
band.
school.
yeah, that was like in 2015. Like that was
yeah,
their farewell tour, I think.
yeah, yeah. I think we recorded it for their last album.
Whoa,
That was sick though. That whole combo of like R&B vocals
And
with the
metal.
rock
alternative
metal.
combined
That was
together.
sick.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love that track. I love that song so much because that was the first time that I actually did something other than R&B. It's like a myriad, or not a myriad, it's like a fusion of alternative rock and R&B, and I loved it so much because it sounded so different. It was so refreshing at that time. Yeah.
You
How
know
Like,
how
what? You should blow it up on TikTok again. Just like make a TikTok challenge to it, to that song. That's timeless.
Yeah, dude,
yeah,
because
definitely.
metal, like alternative rock, well, because well, it is alternative rock, actually, yeah. And R&B, dude. I've never seen a combo like that.
Oh, and it was great, and I
thank
just
you.
think it was really good. So how did you like land such a like no not land, that's the wrong
But you
word. It's like
collaborate
how did you come to collaborate? Yeah.
because that's so random. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, how did that happen?
They called my dad. They called my dad and asked if I can do a collaboration with him.
What?
What?
I said yes right away because I love Kamikaze. I love their songs. They're so
Rebellious, aren't they?
rebellious, right? Yeah, I love their songs. So when they called
Yo,
my dad, I was like, I got so excited. And when I heard the song, I had to do two versions, right? I had to do the acoustic version and the
Full band version, yeah.
full band version. It was really nice. I enjoyed that very
you
much.
know, I've done a couple Oktoberfests with Kamikaze back in the day,
Nice.
and a few other shows back in the day, and they need to be wasted before going on stage. They would have like so many beers and so
And
much
they're just so
smoke,
cool, right?
and
So
yeah, and they're
cool.
so good when they get on. They're so
I
crazy.
don't know how people do that, dude. Oh my god, that's the craziest.
What's the name of the fella?
The
The
vocalist.
vocalist?
Um, what's the lead singer, Kai?
The lead singer, yeah.
So
Because he's one
like
special
Shango
guy,
Kubit.
dude.
He feels the music, dude. He's like
We're
alive.
searching it up now.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah.
There's
I'm doing
so
the same
much
thing.
freedom. Like when that group when they perform, you can see so much
Jay
freedom.
Contreras.
Jay Contreras. Jay.
Yes. How could I forget?
Yeah, so
Yeah, Jay, right,
Jay.
Jay.
How could I-
I just said to man, but he really like the way he like dances as he sings and he feels
It's
everything
just
in his body. It's like
crazy.
whoa, dude.
He's a show to watch
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. You know who's like that also? Bamboo. Bamboo is a
Oh
Bamboo.
dope ass
my
performer.
god, we recently like tapped into his performance and stuff, and my god, what a cool dude.
His band.
Yeah.
The band was River Maya, was it?
River Maya
Yup,
is original
yup.
singer, no?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sick stuff, really
What-
cool stuff.
we're slowly going into like because I'm not a big rock fan at all or metal, like no big into that stuff. So I think we were so lucky as well because some of the first singers that we found, with the podcast, it's like music from different industries in the world, right? So like Philippines, Indonesia, Korea, Brazil, France, Italy, and I think we were very lucky because like say maybe I would have found out like Filipino metal to begin with, that wouldn't have resonated as close. But I think it's because we found people like you first, at least for me, my experience, like you, Jay, like Bugoy, like obviously Gary, who's a bit more like he's a bit more theatrical, like even his modulation and stuff like that. I like you, Kyla. I think that's probably why I listen to so much Filipino music now because my favorite genre is R&B, and I feel
That's cool.
some of the best R&B comes from the Philippines.
Hey.
You guys got it. You hold the ground. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
But now we're slowly getting into Bali, slowly taking me by the hand and introducing me to like rock. 'Cause she's a big rock fan and metal.
Ah,
So
Well-
slowly get into River Maya and the
they're dope too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool. But my dad had a alternative rock band when I was really small, and they used to tour in the country. a covers band, right? So they used to do a lot of like whatever was playing from the alternative scene. And so I grew up listening to a lot of alternative rock, like Audio Slave, Creed, and Pearl Jam and stuff like that.
Dang.
So and it was a weird mix because we were also doing folkloric and Latin style music ourselves. So it was a really weird concoction of genres that I literally grew up listening to. So
the variety.
Yeah, but so I have a little spot in my heart that belongs to rock and alternative rock.
Nice.
Filipino
you
rock.
got that rocker chick.
Yeah, but Filipino, like some of these Filipino bands that do primarily rock feel very similar, like to some of the bands, like the experience of listening to a band of alternative rock in South America.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe it's because the whole cultural thing, like I think that they're saying is like I feel like Filipinos are like cousins from
from far away.
From far away, that's how we feel kind of. So it's like, but it feels so similar. Like even the festivals, we've seen some of the pictures. I was like, dude,
yeah,
it's like
it's that third world vibe, where it's very there's a lot of poverty, and the artists within the poverty, they live through that and then they express it, through music, and that's why when they're singing, they're like really feeling it. It's like. But hold on. Let me switch gears real quick. I want to give a big shout out to my sister over here, Kyla, because there's something that y'all need to know that we need to make an announcement. This girl, she's the only female in the Philippines to have a MTV Moon Man, like the only one. Yeah, from MTV. Yeah, the only girl in the Philippines. So that's her.
Bloody hell!
Thank you, brother.
Listen, you need to say that more often, Kyla. You're like, that should be on your introduction card whenever it's like, I have a moon man.
Oh, great. Thank you.
How do that? How do you how do you win that? Yeah, that's fucking insane. Like, how does that happen?
Oh, it was for my first album, the first single that I released. The music video that we did there was very intriguing. It was gory.
Controversial.
It was dark, controversial. Yeah, controversial. It was a love song. I wanted for Hanggang Ngayon, if you know the song. It was for the song Hanggang Ngayon, and the music video was like the total
opposite of it.
Opposite, yeah. That you wouldn't think of making a video like that when you hear the song, because the song is very emotional, and then suddenly we're doing this with cockroaches and like frying eggs and me getting to the ref, and it was controversial. It was different. That's probably why I won that award.
That is awesome.
The song really good too. I love that song.
Well, it's about taking risks, and I think you're the living example of that. That's you gotta take risks and go beyond what you think it is gonna work. Obviously, having an amazing team that backs those ideas up is key.
I have an idea. Is the video on YouTube?
Yeah, it is.
Should we watch it together?
Can we watch it together? Oh my god!
Let's all watch it together.
Do a reaction video.
Yeah. We'll do like a
reaction together. How is it?
I had to do some acting there too, like
Hanggang, HANG. And then G again, and then ANG.
I think I got it here.
So it's
isn't Polyester Records?
This is
that one.
That one.
This is Kyla's first ever music video, taken from Wake Heart. Go on then.
Oh my god! Okay, I'm excited. Wait.
Thank you. It was different. Yeah, it was different.
Nice.
Can I say something though?
Yeah, go for it.
This was 21 years ago, right, Kai?
Yeah, 21 years ago.
Okay. So Kyla has been singing this song for 21 years now, okay? And this song has been evolving as she sings it. And if you hear her sing it today, how much she has changed it with the different arrangement that she has on it,
I'm getting
It's
embarrassed.
amazing, dude. Like
Nick, I'm getting embarrassed.
eargasms,
Stop this.
eargasms.
Stop this,
Seriously,
man. Stop it right now.
No, well, Kyla, I'm sorry, but we're totally
Thank
falling
you,
back in your
JR.
favor.
I love you, brother. I love you.
I'm
Not
serious. I speak the
complimenting you
truth.
enough. But this guy right here, JR, is
No,
like one of
no,
the best vocalists in the world. I can say,
come on.
like in the world, one of the best vocalists you can find
You
in the
don't.
world.
You don't have to do that, Kyla. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just speaking the truth.
When was the last time you guys performed together live? Was it a year ago? Maybe 2 years? Maybe you've been doing TV during like.
No, we did a little TV guesting. We did a little TV guesting for a corporation. Remember, we did it for the condos, for the condo development.
Yeah, yeah.
We went to the studio, and it was just like what, like 4 months ago or something like that. And it was the same thing where everyone swabs, does and gets a negative, and we go into the studio and just sing together. That was like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, or something like that.
Yeah.
So you have at least been able to like see each other during like the whole lockdown and stuff like that. Because I'm hearing that in the Philippines, the thing is, it's not
You guys
looking
are having
as
it
good
tough. Yeah.
at the moment. The pandemic and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I can't hear you very well. I don't know. If the volume
I
is
think
not.
maybe because of the.
Maybe because we changed the thing here.
Let me try now.
Uh,
Can you hear us now? Better?
It's a little low.
It's a little low.
it's a little
It
low.
did get lower. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me,
Oops. I think it was because of the. Is that better?
is that better now?
I think it's getting louder. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Getting louder.
How is it for you, Kai? Can you hear?
Better? No.
Yeah, but it's still not as loud. But I can
Oh.
hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, we'll just amp up the gain a little bit more so you can have a little bit of us.
Yeah. Hopefully, I think it should get better as it goes. Because I think what happens is
It
Zoom.
triggers, yeah.
Yeah, Zoom. When there's like because the music was playing, it kind of just
Yeah.
equalizes it automatically to that, and then it's maybe gonna
There.
automatically equalize it. Is it back now?
Yes,
you're
sir.
back. Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
Hear you clearly now.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys how was it the first time that you collaborated on stage together in front of a crowd?
Yeah,
like not
live
on
performance.
TV, but on like in front of an actual crowd. How did that work out for you guys?
I think the first time we actually did on front of a crowd was because Kyla mentioned before, like she would do bar shows, right? Like to promote her album. And she would do a lot of bar shows. And I would go visit her and watch her because, I'm a fan of hers too, right? So I would go. And of course, while I'm there, she's going to call me on stage and we'll sing like maybe like Because of You or something.
Yeah.
And it would be really cool. We would always be in front of like intimate crowds. And I think that's the best type of crowd is because you don't really have to reach too far to be able to encapsulate everyone's attention. And Kyla and I would just be going back and forth and they would just love it. We would make this little intimate crowd sound like a whole stadium when they would cheer at the end because they would love it so much. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's like one of those moments where it gets embedded in your memory forever.
Well, yeah, those intimate shows you're saying, Jay, I feel they're kind of underrated because I feel especially as the singer, you kind of can see like
who you're singing to.
And because I think the crazy thing about like music is that say you sing a song and it says maybe there's only 50 people there or maybe 30, but that's like 30 different stories, 30 different upbringings, 30 different lives. And then when you do it at such a ginormous scales, like 20,000, 15,000 people live, it's like it becomes too hard to understand. You know what I mean? It's like, so in those intimate scenes, you may have maybe some of the best memories because you can kind of like, wow, that song really touched this person.
That's right.
I agree, because as a performer, you're right. When we've also done like stadiums, like 20,000 people, but when we're doing these stadiums, it's like, you're right. It's very, very echoey. We're so far away from the crowd, so it's a different type of, it bounces back, right? Yeah. So as an audience watching us, it's kind of harder to connect when it's an arena compared to like a little bar gig, and that's why I like the bar gigs better. Yeah.
Me too. I like it because it's more intimate. It's more personal. You can interact up close, and you can even ask them to sing.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can you can ask them, right. You can ask your audience to jam with you or sing a duet with you. It's
Yeah.
just free. It's nice, and it was, yeah. I like that too. I like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's a whole new connection when it's like human when you're actually in like such a small environment, you know? It's dope.
There is something, guys, that I've spoken to a few of our friends about it, and you know, something that doesn't get spoken about a lot in the music industry. It's actually when you're a soloist like you guys, um, like actually how lonely it is as
Mm,
well. Like you go to a show, you tour, and
yeah.
you have your team around you and stuff like that. But say you're touring, you go
Hmm.
to this city, you sing in front of 10,000. You know, you guys have had the amazing experience of filling out stadiums and stuff like that, 20,000 people. You go behind stage. Uh,
You're
you go
surrounded by people and it's always busy.
go back to the hotel because next day you have another city or maybe you're going somewhere else, and it's repeat. And it's like that's why touring I find is one of the most grueling aspects of music,
Yeah.
like physically. um
Yeah.
what was that experience for you guys, especially at the beginning? Because now I'm sure you've obviously utilized that experience to improve us and make the experience more enjoyable. You know, what was that like at the beginning, kind of the tour life and that aspect of, you know, you're in the public eye, but you're also growing as an artist and growing up. So you don't want many scandals. You don't want many things
But
going
you're
on.
also lonely in the whole
Yeah, but
process.
you know, you also have friends. You want to party. You want to date, or you want to create and experience other things. What was that
Mm.
like in the beginning of it, Jay and Kyla? Whoever wants to go first.
Me first or ladies first?
Me first, Jay.
Okay. So, well, you're right. It does get lonely. I mean, if we're talking about loneliness, uh, it's maybe like it's more lonely now that now that I'm married. Now that maybe Kyla has a family.
Yeah.
But back then, it's just you're passionate about what you do, and even though like you're alone in the hotel, it's like it's okay because your mind is just like on focus mode, and you're just like
Mhm.
remembering your lyrics, remembering all your dances, you're remembering your spiels, and you're like trying to get some sleep because you only have like an hour to sleep to go to the next, you're going to drive to the next city or fly to the next city. It depends, right? But from all of this, it's like all this pressure, it creates an artist to become a diamond. When
Uh-huh.
you experience this, unless the artist is just kind of spoiled and doesn't really have that business mentality of elevating their career, unless the artist is like that, they're not going to get anything, right? But
Mhm.
if you're an artist and you're really like trying to meet everybody, that's the producer, and you're trying to like meet the station manager of the radio station that you just
Mhm.
came from, you're going to gain all this experience and become a diamond. And that's exactly what Kylie and I are trying to do in the industry till today.
Mm.
Yeah. When I was starting, I actually enjoyed doing what I did. I love working. I loved working and singing, and I did get a lot of nerves. Like I would pray probably 100 times before standing on stage. Like I would get so nervous, but I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed working because at that time I really have no responsibilities with myself. I had all this time to just focus on myself and to just focus on singing and creating and touring. I enjoyed it so much. I don't know. I didn't really feel loneliness.
That's
Probably
good.
because my parents were behind me the whole
Mm.
time. They
Mm.
would they would wait for me, and they're there all the time, like in all my performances. And so I really didn't feel that loneliness.
That
That's great though, but I think that's a key. That's what I think that's the key there, like your support system for
Yeah,
both of you, like having such a strong support system and backed up with such a strong business and work mode mentality
yeah,
really really takes a hold on the longevity of the artist. And I think that's how you guys have maintained
yeah.
year after year, and challenge after challenge, because you've got the right set of things playing along, and it's important to highlight those things. It's
it's a
really
good
great.
point you made, Jay, because especially we discussed it before, but it's like you're getting these new artists that maybe, you know, maybe became viral on TikTok, maybe just started and have reached success very fast. And maybe this alludes to the point that we discussed earlier as well, Kyla, where this kind of rough beginning of regimented training, creating this like killer mentality in the industry, you know, being absolutely relentless, don't come with these new artists, might not come with this mentality that you have, Jay, of like lonely shouldn't even be a thing. You're out there networking, you're out there working, memorizing lines, because it's a privilege that you're even doing music as a living.
That's right.
So
it's like you've worked so hard to reach that level that when you're actually there already, you enjoy it. Yeah, because the hard part is over. You know, you have reached that level where you're happy with your musicality, with yourself, and with your music. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's the reward of the long life battle that you had to go through, you know, your own sacrifices and your own, you know, putting yourself out all the time. Like that is the reward. You're finally there. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about the both of you. How is it now that you know, you both have families and like you have things to like waiting for you back home when you come back? How does it feel to like leave and do the things that you do and then come home? I would love to know that part of things.
Me, I can say I'm not as aggressive as before now when I became a mother. Probably because my dreams now are for my kid now. Like I dream for him and not for me anymore. It's like I'm doing this thing because I want to support him and like, you know, give him the best that he needs. It's a lot different when I was single. Like when I was single, I would just work and just keep making music and just bust my butt out. So, like now it's different. Like I have to do this because I have a responsibility. You know, I have to raise a child that the world can be proud of, and he can be proud of himself too. You know, it's different. Yeah, my focus is different. I can't talk for anyone else, but just for my experience, it's a lot different now. Like I'm not my priority.
Right.
Like, my priority is, you know, the future, my son.
What's
So
your
sweet.
son's name, Kyla?
Yeah.
What's your son's name? Sorry.
Toby.
Toby. All right, Toby.
Toby, yeah.
Little Tobes. Take over the world, man.
He's turning 8 years old tomorrow. I can't believe that.
Oh, happy birthday in
I
advance!
know.
8?
He's turning 8, and he's like up to here now. Right?
Damn.
Yay!
Yeah, it's like
Big birthday.
Okay, he can get a hoverboard now.
he's a big kid.
He can get a hoverboard now, right?
No.
With a helmet. With a helmet.
Kyla, give him the hoverboard.
Helmet and elbow pads and knee pads that comes with the hoverboard.
You know, he's obviously the fun uncle.
Jay, it's like nowadays, it's like there's all types of pads. We can't even get in a vest. We'll send it over, Kyla. Get him the hoverboard.
It's so scary, kasi. Right? Like,
What a sweet mom Kyla is. She's so sweet.
So go on, Jay. For you,
what is it like going out and coming back home?
Well, when I started, because, you know, when you're new in a relationship, right, it's like butterflies to the max in your stomach, right? So when it's new and then you have to go on tour, it's like, oh, I don't want to leave. Yeah. You know, of course, you got to go, you got to be professional, it's fine. But when you're gone and, you know, you're kind of missing your girl, it's kind of messes with you sometimes. But now that we're in quarantine, it's like, I love it because, you know, we're doing all the shows at home. You know, we're doing these interviews here on Zoom. I'm done with this. I'll just go out this door and, you know, I'll see her and it's fine. So I'm liking this whole situation and I'm making the most out of our situation, just being positive. Not the COVID positive, you know, just, you know, positive. In
the mental attitude. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I think actually that's a good point. One of the things that I think I've been enjoying the most is like now that I'm back with family so often, it's like, dude, I love the fact that after training or whatever, or say we're doing this, I come back home and this mother has made this like perfectly amazingly well made platter of food, and I'm like, oh, mate,
Ooh.
you know what I mean? It
Ooh.
feels awesome to always have, then, you know, fathers at home and he's like, oh, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? It really has been to some extent a blessing in disguise,
Yeah.
for a lot of people like you that are always like traveling on the
Mm.
road or doing so many things, and you kind of have a chance to and you know and actually enjoy your what you have built to some extent, you know, your beautiful house and the beautiful people you're surrounded with. So it has been to some extent like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah,
You
I
said it
agree.
so well. Amen.
Amen to that. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
super.
I think you gotta be like this whole situation really puts things into perspective, right? So uh I think having the privilege to be able to share it with the people you love, it's a blessing. It really is, you know, because it's such hard times, and so many people have to had endure it alone. And you know, it makes you really aware of how much of a blessing it is to have your support network close to you, you know.
Yeah, and you kind of find out who you're, I mean, not really find out, but you can really, you start thinking about more of your friends, you know, and your
Uh-huh.
family. You're like, what's more important in life, you know?
That's right, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys what your objective for the future is? Because I don't see you guys slowing down. So what we spoke about this, Jay, a bit, like what kind of your objectives for the future in music are, and same for you, Kyla, for this next, you know, 10 years.
I'll let Kyla go first.
Okay. Me, I'd like to write more songs and do more collaborations in terms of like also in terms of music and genres. I would like to infuse a little bit of everything into my music or experiment more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you ever thought of
and
doing
more
like,
albums. So probably produce an album for myself because
oh,
Cool,
nice.
cool, cool.
Hey.
Damn.
be in full control of what I,
Mm-hmm.
of my album and how I wanted to sound and the kind of music I would like to
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome,
make
Kyla.
or haven't done yet. I would like to do that in the future and just do me. Because like when you're starting, you do what they want, your audience want. You cater to your audience. But there would come a time where you would reach a certain point where you just want to do you and just be free and just I would like to do more of that, of just being me and doing me and not think about what the others are doing and like comparing your music with the others. I hate that because that's when you lose that's when you lose motivation, right? When you
Mm-hmm.
start comparing yourself with other people and what the other people are doing, other artists are doing, it kind of ruins everything. So yeah, I would like to do like something like that.
Please do. That sounds amazing.
Absolutely. I'm all for it. I really hope that happens. I will listen to it on repeat. What about you, Jay? What's the plans for the future?
Well, aside from all the music, of course, that we're gonna be continuing, I got something cooking up in July in June that we're gonna put out. And of course, the movie next year. We're finishing up the
Yes.
movie under HomeWorkz, and then this is what I got cooking up for y'all. Though this is
Oh,
exciting right
okay.
here.
Let's listen to it.
Go on.
Okay, so
Okay.
are you guys familiar with like stocks and cryptocurrency and stuff like that?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
A bit.
Okay, so there's this thing called right now an NFT, which is a non-fundable token, right? This is called an NFT right now, and it's like huge right now. These NFTs. So basically, an NFT, it's you can take Kyla's first album, and you can make an NFT out of it. It'll become a digital currency where people, not a currency, but it'll become an NFT where people can buy and own that NFT of Kyla's album.
Oh,
And then there's
wow.
like bidding. So if like let's say Waleska buys Kyla's first album for like $10, Kyla's gonna sell it. And then Ephraim's like, I'm gonna buy it from Waleska for like $20. So it keeps going like that. So that's the NFT world. Basically, from what I'm saying, there's going to be a bubble though, right? Because someone's going to stop buying it, right? Because it's going to get too expensive. Because once Efra buys it for 20, someone's going to buy it for like, let's say 10,000. And then someone else is going to buy it for $50,000, right? And no one's going to buy it because it's going to be the most expensive value already, right? So there's a bubble that's going to burst. What we're doing, we're creating something that's an evolution of NFTs. It's better than NFT. So we're making a music token, right? And basically, I'm gonna make a JR music token, like for the artist. Like I'm gonna make one for Kyla also later, but I'm gonna be the first case study. And basically, my fans and people that invest in stocks and cryptocurrency can also invest in the JR token, because as my career blossoms, as I start my other businesses, as I make more money, the value of my JR token will also rise. So when my fans buy my token and my career blossoms and it grows in value, they also make money from believing in me as JR the artist. So that's the thing that we're creating. And the thing is, it's like, it'll never stop like an NFT. It won't get to the highest point because there's going to be so many shares out there, just like stocks, like thousands of people could buy into this kind of thing, and it'll just keep growing. It'll keep getting more expensive. If more people keep buying, the value keeps growing higher. So that's what we're making, a music token for music.
That is sick, dude. What a cool concept.
We're building it on the Polkadot blockchain, which is, the blockchain is basically where Bitcoin is and Ethereum and XRP. Polkadot is on there also, and that's what we're doing it on.
So like maybe for people listening right now and watching, that it would be kind of like having the opportunity as an artist to have like your own personal stock, where it can gradually go up, and as you make more investments, people that will also invest in your stock will then unequivocally make money from that. So it's a good idea. What Jay, you probably know this. What the hell was that band? They did an NFT for their album, and they sold it.
Kings of Leon.
Kings of Leon, right?
Kings of Leon.
They ended up selling it for what, like 2.5 million?
Yeah.
Right.
It was insane.
Right. But that's the thing.
It capped.
It capped.
Exactly.
I mean, 2.5 million, bloody hell, but it capped, right? So it kind of alludes to your point there.
I like that.
So
that is
once we
revolutionary.
roll this out, it is. Once we roll this out, we're gonna make even you guys music tokens, even for you guys each. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, everyone in music, every artist is gonna have their own music token.
That's dope. Dude.
I want my token, the emoji of it. I want it to be a pancake, mate.
Yours is gonna be a pancake with two tennis ball eyes.
Dude, nowadays it's like that's a Dogecoin. It's like a dog. You know that? It's like
Dogecoin. I invested in Dogecoin. I have a bunch of Dogecoin.
It's just going like this. It's so crazy. It's like it's very the whole
my Dogecoin that I invested $500 in just yesterday turned $3,000.
Nice.
Cool, dude.
In one day, I'm like, what? Okay, let's go.
We need to talk about it.
Father's like, Jay, we need to talk about that.
Let's go. I'll send you my referral links to Weeble.
Business-minded kind of guy.
No, but it is very interesting, actually.
I wish I could be like that.
I wish I could be like you, Kai. What are you talking about?
I know nothing about that stuff. Like, I would just sing.
Kyla, I think a lot of people want to be like you, and I think Jay, a lot of people want to be like you as well. So. But it is very interesting, Jay, seeing where cryptocurrency and music are gonna interlace.
Yep.
And I think, you're gonna be a very interesting case study to look at. And so because it seems this is where the future is going, especially. Again, it's kind of all linked into, the whole pandemic and what we've noticed in this last 400 days of the online world blossoming, of online reach taking over the world, online currencies blossoming more than ever, when traditional economy, it's down. So it's like 2008, but not as bad yet, it seems. I don't know. And seeing like the blossoming of the online economy in 2008, right? Like online courses and online goods. And now it's like cryptocurrency seems to be the future, and it's going to most likely take over most industries. It could be the movie industry. It could be obviously music industry. So it's very interesting to see where this goes for sure.
Absolutely. What we're actually doing, because I'm part of the music division. But yes, we're gonna do all sectors: movies. We're gonna do restaurants. We're gonna do tennis. You know, it's gonna be everything.
That's the way to go, dude. That's the way to go.
I just want to introduce you guys to my wife real quick. She doesn't want to be seen on camera real quick, so I'm just gonna like really fast. This is my wife Mika.
Hello.
That's Efren, and Kyla's there too.
Oh, hi.
Hi. You're gorgeous.
This
Just
is my
saying.
cat.
Oh,
This is
hello.
Luca.
What's his name?
Oh, her name.
Okay, bye.
She's an artist too. We're releasing her music in July, so look out for that, everybody.
I think I saw a photo that I think your wife just signed with Puma as well. I think
yes, that was just yesterday. Actually, yeah, we got the Puma endorsement. What's up, Puma?
Hey, what's up?
Kyla's next.
Oh yeah,
nice. Yeah, honestly, they're dropping some really cool clothing though, like slick stuff. I've been looking at it. It's dope. Cool stuff,
Absolutely.
you guys.
Well, guys, just to close it off, because it's been awesome. If there's anything you want to share that's coming up for you, Kyla, or for you, Jay, and where people can kind of find out more about
social media, anything that you like to share
feel
with
free.
us?
You go ahead, Jer. You go ahead.
Okay. Well, everybody, I just want to say, please make sure to follow Kyla and I on Spotify. And while you're there on Spotify, make our song Undeniable part of your Spotify playlist. And just check me out on my social media. It's R&B JAYR. That's all around Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Kumu, you know, and also on YouTube, JR Official. Let's go. What's up, Kai?
Oh, they can follow me on Instagram, Kyla Alvarez, and TikTok, Kyla Official. And yeah, my YouTube is Kyla Official. Also, I'm coming out with a new single next month with collaborating with like an international artist.
Nice.
Ooh, cool.
I'm not supposed to say that, but next month, oops. We're releasing next month, so please watch out for that. It will be available on all digital platforms, and also our song JR. It's in iTunes, Spotify.
So I'm not allowed to more about. So I'm not allowed to ask more about that song that's coming next month, Kyla, or can I push?
Turn record off first.
I'm not sure.
Because I want to let people know, more about it. But I mean, it's whatever. Just let us know when it releases, and we'll check it out for sure as well, and we'll obviously share it in all our platforms for sure.
You guys were amazing. Thank you so much for spending a little time with us. Like I said, you guys have been a blessing to talk to. The both of you, super dope. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alaska and Efra.
Thank you, guys.
Guys have been awesome. We'll let everyone know all your socials and stuff like that. Everybody, Kyla and Jay.
Thank you.
Peace out, guys.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Hey, guys. Take care.